What inspired me to start to be involved in a social venture, like social entrepreneurial venture like Golden Drifters, or to just be part of uh, a socio-economic transformation organization like Golden Drifters, was that I was so passionate about sports, particularly to start with, since when I was at school at the age of 16, 17. That's when I started to be involved just with my family, my brothers. Then we used to just go to the park every day. And then I decided to say, you know what, ever since I didn't make it to play professional football, of which it was my dream to play also for big teams in the world. And then I said, instead of me to continue pursuing that, because there was no more hope. I mean, at the age of 16, 17, there's not much hope in terms of you to play for a professional team if you're not from a good development. So I decided to get the kids from the street, and then we formed a team which is Golden Drifters. That was back in 2011 when I was doing grade 10, 11, and then from there the team grew. We were based in Cosmo before we moved to Honeydew in Zanspruit in 2013. So from there a team started. I gathered young boys. Obviously they were just of my age, some of them. So we started. I started to train them, bit by bit, time to time, and organizing games and see what change they can be. So I started to see there's a lot of changes now, and these kids are the passion that I have. So that's what drives me. What drives me there, with no resources, with nothing, it was to see the passion of these kids, So these kids were so much passionate from the age of 9 to 15. They're so passionate about being involved in sports. So from there we're gathering every day, almost after school, training and challenging other teams as well. But with sports, or with soccer particularly, I mean, it took us about 3-4 years for us to win. We're just being beaten, but we didn't give up. It was just the passion that we had there. And obviously the challenges that we were having by then was the issue of resources wise. It wasn't easy to have resources. And at the age of like 17, 18 years old, when you pitch something to someone and say, you know what, I have a team and can you help me with a soccer ball or a soccer kit? No one can really believe that you can have an impact, because you are very young and there's not really much hope that one can give you. So we used to have challenges of resources wise, funds, financial wise, and equipment to reach out, But I continued until I got like to grade 12. When I was doing my matric in 2013, things started to change a bit. Few people, individuals, started to believe in the whole concept of Golden Drifter, that we want to try to change the lives of the youth, the young people within the communities. And the parents started to be involved, but very, very slow start of parents being involved. And then from there we improved, and to a point that we grew to become a brand that was started to be recognized by everybody now. And our membership increased. I remember in 2014 we had about 114 kids that were registered with us. That was our biggest, even now it's still our biggest number that we have ever reached. So from there, that was a big impact. We had our first soccer kit in 2014, which was very good, and from there we grew and we started to introduce other social initiatives. So like the after school program was introduced in 2014, 2015. Now kids coming after school and get help with homeworks and things like that. From there we grow, and the inspiration there was just to see the growth, from one community to another community, seeing kids being involved from different, about 4 or 5 communities being involved, and just to have an organization where we are having like one child from Cosmo City, another child maybe from Zanspruit, another child from Mother's Drift. It just meant a lot. So that was like to see, no, this is something that is very, very powerful. And from there we grew. And obviously for me, the passion and the vision that I had back then was to see myself playing at a bigger league. And we joined a local league in 2014, 2015, and we won the league for the first time as well. Our under 15s, they won the league. Again, I mean, that brought in a lot of publicity and good positivity from from the organization. And I kept fighting. We kept getting resources slower but slower. But we're getting there because we got also a few companies who were sponsoring us with just some help, other things. But we never give up. It wasn't easy. And yeah, of course, for me as a leader, I had to lead a lot of people by then, and even now, but others as well on the way giving up. But for me, I kept because I had the passion, So I believe that with the passion that I have, or that I had to start Golden Drifters, it can take me very far. And I believe that with my own hands, working and pushing and empowering these people, at the end of the day, one or two people, they are obviously going to get a salary, from this organization or from this foundation, because obviously we have touched life now. We have girls and boys that are now involved. We have grown to a point now we've got boys and girls, So we have teenage pregnant campaigns, sanitary pads campaign that we do for girls, to just try to reach out and touch now a girl child, because I felt like we have done an impact a lot in the to the boys, irregardless that we know that there's a lot of challenge that boys and girls are facing, but I felt like, no, let's also invest and try to help the girls, young girls out there as well, because there's high teenage pregnancy rate, there's high unemployment from the youth. So we then said, ventured out in these, investing in girls and boys as well within the communities. And now where we are right now, Golden Drifters have grown to a capacity of again close to 100, and we got youth in school, youth out of school. Out of that, we have now established our first SAB team, which is playing the regional league of SAFA, and we also have our netball team now that's fully running. And apart from that, we also have our development academy, and we got our foundation. So we have established a Golden Drifters Foundation where companies give back to the community through the foundation, and the foundation benefits our beneficiaries through learnership programs, internships, and skill development. So far we're currently having a computer course running for our members, and we're having a learnership that is also starting in this year as well. We're having a learnership. And where we want to see ourselves going, obviously we want to see ourselves, when it comes to the franchise part, which is our football club, we want to see ourselves playing obviously in the National Premier Soccer League, which is in the National First Division and the Premier Soccer League. And then within our academy and our foundation, we want to see obviously about 50 to 100 people getting jobs and being empowered within the next 5 to 10 years. That's what we are targeting. And also our academies as well, producing quality talented players for our senior team or for our franchise business team that we are having as well. And yeah, to just maybe get hold of us, obviously we are very much active on Facebook. You can just search Golden Drifters Football Club, or you can follow me on Facebook as well. My Facebook account is Proud Shoko, and we are also active on Twitter at Golden Drifters as well. So we often post our updates and everything there. So yeah.